Alright guys, I'm back for anime news. Sorry, I'm a bit late coming in today because I was up till 4 last night, so I kind of just woke up recently. So anyways, if you guys didn't see my video I did yesterday, I'm basically moving my anime content over to a different channel, effectively. For a little while, I'm still gonna be posting on my main channel with some of my anime stuff, but then continue making updates to all my social media accounts. That's going to move over permanently at some point. But yeah, for a while it'll still be. But still, for a while I'll still be posting anime content on my main channel. So I just figured I'd let you guys know that again if you guys haven't seen the video from the other day. Anyways, so let's get into today's news. Microsoft wins court case against FTC to buy Activision Blizzard. This happened about mid of this week. Judge Corley has handed down a decision in a much-discussed case. Microsoft's bid to purchase Activision Blizzard for $68.7 billion has cleared another major hurdle, paving the way for the Xbox companies to press ahead and complete the deal. Its court case against the FTC, which was seeking an injunction to at least temporarily hold up the deal. Microsoft has emerged victorious. The FTC will still hold an antitrust trial on the situation beginning on August 2nd, but U.S. District Judge Jacqueline Scott Corley's decision means that the FTC will not receive the temporary injunction to prevent the deal moving ahead. In the meantime, Corley's decision can be appealed, but we don't yet know if the FTC will do so. It has through July 14th to appeal. It remains to be seen how the FTC's decision might affect things globally. Prior to the FTC giving the okay, Microsoft already had approvals for the deal in 35 plus countries outside of the UK because of the CMA, but they may cave, who knows. We're still waiting to see what happens there. It has a deadline of July 18th to close the deal and may now look to do so, although the UK's block will still need to be navigated in one way or another. They're talking about redoing the case there from scratch. After Corley's decision was announced, Microsoft and the FTC revealed that the former's appeal is being put on hold as the two sides work through possible remedies that could allow the deal to go through. Microsoft's president Brad Smith said in a statement that it hopes our other injunctions will continue working towards a similar timely resolution, reiterating that the company is committed to working creatively and collaboratively to address regulatory concerns. Microsoft's deal to buy Activision Blizzard now looking more positive in the UK in last big hurdle. Microsoft scored a partial victory in its bid to acquire Activision Blizzard this week, with the U.S. District Court judge in the U.S. paving the way for the deal to go through. However, a $70 billion merger is not signed and completed yet, and some key hurdles remain, including the status of the buyout in the UK, which we were just talking about. Following Microsoft's partial victory in the U.S. company, President Brad Smith said the company's focus now turns to the UK. He said Microsoft will consider how the transaction might be modified in a way that is acceptable to CMA. Not only that, but Microsoft's appeal has been halted for the time being. Microsoft and Activision have agreed with the CMA that a stay of litigation in the UK would be in the public interest. The parties have made a joint submission to the Competition Appeal Tribunal to this effect, Smith said. Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer said much of that in the memo staff obtained by The Verge. After today's decision, we are turning our focus in the UK. Spencer said the executive went on to say thank you to everyone who has devoted their time and dedication in support of the acquisition. We embark on this deal with a clear vision for meeting players where they are, and with today's decision by the court, we can take an important step forward into bringing this vision to life. CMA says it's ready to consider any proposals from Microsoft to restructure the transition in a way that would address its concerns. And if you guys don't know, they're blocking the deal over concerns of cloud, which is a very small... I guess Microsoft does have a bit of an advantage there because they got cloud pretty much figured out at the basic level. And there are apparently a lot of people on Xbox that use cloud. I didn't know that. I've used it one time, but I don't really focus on it much because my internet connection's not so good that I can play games in the cloud all the time. That's just me. Microsoft deal could close soon with Activision Blizzard set to leave stock exchange. Activision Blizzard is set to leave the NASDAQ stock market, indicating Microsoft may soon complete its $70 billion buyout of the company. The publisher of Call of Duty, Diablo, Candy Crush, is expected to leave the US-based NASDAQ 100. If you guys don't know, that's an index fund if you're not into investing. I do a lot of research, but I don't invest myself. On July 17th, the day before the deal's July 18th deadline, NASDAQ announced another company, the Trade Desk Index, Inc., will replace Activision Blizzard on the stock exchange. So they gotta add another company in there for the one that's coming out. The news comes after the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, filed an appeal challenging the recent verdict from the United States District Court for the Northern District of California. So they're really trying to rush this to get this thing closed, from what it looks like, at the very least in the States. Moving on. Call of Duty 2023 probably won't be called Modern Warfare 3, report says. This is that new Call of Duty that they were talking about in 2023 that was coming out this year, that was leaked during the Activision Blizzard case, of course. It's basically that expansion pack for Modern Warfare 2 that they were talking about a while back, from what I've heard. The new details emerge about this Call of Duty games. Bloomberg report that Call of Duty 2023 will be the rumored extension to 2022's Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. SledgeHammer game will reportedly lead the development on this title. The game, which was reportedly not called Modern Warfare 3, it is said to have begun its development as a premium expansion for Modern Warfare 2, but it evolved to become a standalone full-price release. Details are scant, but Bloomberg said that the new game will feature some of the same maps and modes from Modern Warfare 2. The report went on to say in the early 2022, Activision delayed a Call of Duty game from Treyarch from 2023 to 2024. This would have left 2023 as the first time in almost 20 years that Activision would not launch a full-on new Call of Duty. It was this time that Activision management told Sledgehammer Games it would be assigned to developing a premium expansion for Modern Warfare 2 to fill the gap, which is what this is. And apparently it's going to cost as much as another full game, so $70, knowing them. They've been kind of a little pricey on their season passes too recently. They're doubling up on season pass, like putting one on top of the other. So that hasn't been fun. A Ubisoft employee has claimed that the Japan-based Assassin's Creed codename Red is launching in 2024, as reported by Eurogamer. Access Anime shared a screenshot of the link post on Twitter from a Ubisoft marketing employee seeing sponsoring partners for Assassin's Creed codename Red, in which the game was described as to being a blockbuster for 2024. The post also alluded to a creation of a tie-in manga series and podcast that will be involved in the upcoming marketing push. It's Twitter. Rumor: Assassin's Creed Red will be the last of the Origin formula. So this is the last one to have like the open world style of Origin, Odyssey, and Valhalla. New rumor making the rounds online suggested that Assassin's Creed Red will be the last main series Assassin's Creed game to see the Origins formula. Ubisoft has confirmed that the Assassin's Creed Red is an open world game set in feudal Japan. That'll be interesting. I might buy this simply because of that. But otherwise, there aren't a ton of details about what fans can expect from the game in the official capacity. Final Fantasy 16 DLC might happen after all, based on new Naoki Yoshida's interview. Square Enix is considering adding DLC to Final Fantasy 16. After all, this comes after comments from Square Enix earlier this year that there were no current plans to add any more DLC. I would like to see it. I have been playing Final Fantasy 16. I haven't beat it yet, but it's because I focus on other games more so. But as much as people don't like, I didn't play Final Fantasy a lot back in the day to actually care about turn-based combat, but there's some people that won't play it simply because of that. I honestly don't care whether it's turn-based or not. So, as you know, going into Final Fantasy 16, the one thing we wanted to do is create a full, complete story, something you can enjoy from the beginning to the end, 100% without any DLC, and I think we are able to do that. Naoki Yoshida said in the interview. But now we understand that we're getting feedback from players that have played the game, and a lot of players want to see more, and we know that and understand that he continued for us. We're talking that and thinking about our options moving forward. So hopefully in the near future we can have something that we can give to you all. And they're more likely to listen to player feedback. In fact, not long ago they were asking what remakes people wanted to see for some of their more popular series, because they're on a remake binge recently and they wanted public opinion on that. So they've been listening, I guess. Assuming that's the case. But anyway, yeah, Final Fantasy 16 is a good game if you guys are into linear type open world and among other things. It's not like any of the other Final Fantasies, the recent ones I played. As I said, I'm not a Final Fantasy buff. I've only played a couple. Like Final Fantasy 15 was way too open world for my taste. It's one of the things that turned. I mean, I like the fact that it was open world, but it was one of the things that turned me off was like, I don't know, just the way it was designed. I was watching some other near gamers the other day. He said it's an open world world trip simulator, and I was like, yeah, that's so freaking true. Moving on. Xbox is making it easier to clip audio to report inappropriate voice chats. Clip now, report it later, I don't know. Microsoft is rolling out a new safety feature on Xbox consoles, allowing players an easier way to report inappropriate voice chats. To me, I don't really play with a lot of people online. I'm more of like a solo hermit. I play a lot of RPGs and stuff like that, outside of any first-person shooters I actually enjoy playing. But I'm not a big social person on Xbox, so that's not gonna bug me as much, to be honest with you. Get less chats, even less voice chats. Anyways, with reactive voice reporting, Xbox continues to help players feel protected, empowering players with easy-to-use tools to help foster togetherness. While improving the greater health of the game community on Xbox. Family Online Safety Institute CEO Stephen Belcom said in the blog post. No more trash talking, guys. I don't know. I feel they can get reported more easier on these platforms at this point. EA returns to MMA with UFC 5, so fighting talk. EA has announced a return to mixed martial arts video game with UFC 5 and bare bones tweet that promises more information in September. Yeah, hopefully they dial down on the microtransactions, because that was the reason I did not play 4 and I think 3. I played 1 and 2 a bit. EA Sports UFC game series based on the Ultimate Fighting Championship and kicked off with EA Sports UFC in June 2024. This is becoming football or FIFA and stuff like that. Madden, and basically loaded with microtransactions. First UFC game since THK sold the license to Electronic Arts, and there you go. The one that's going to ruin it. EA Sports UFC 2 came out in March 2016, before EA Sports UFC 3 launched in February 2018. EA Sports UFC 4 came out in August 2020, leaving the series quiet for the last 3 years. UFC 4, a largely iterated sequel that tightens up some looser parts, makes a few smart tweaks here and there, and doesn't rock the boat all that big, except for microtransactions. That's where they rock the boat. Yeah, see, they bought the company in 2014, or sometime after 2014. And the second game came out in 2016, so they wouldn't have had time to implement microtransactions as heavy until at least UFC 3 at the very least. So yeah, that's accurate, which would explain why I didn't buy the last 2 titles prior to this one. EA announces Black Panther game from some of the developers behind Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor. Promises a reactive world. EA has confirmed that a heavily rumored Black Panther game, although it failed to mention in a release window or intended platforms, a single-player adventure game based on Marvel's Black Panther is in development at new Seattle-based EA studio called Cliffhanger Games. EA did not release any screenshots of the Black Panther game, but did say it's an original third-person single-player action developed in partnership with Marvel Games. The logo is below. In this one, they probably don't have a date or any freaking platforms, because this is further off into the future, which means they probably just started development on it, or pretty close, or like pretty early in this development cycle. So especially there's no imagery for it. So moving on here, and I think that's all the news for the day. Any news that I don't get here, I'll post on my Twitter. And now I have two Twitters, guys, one for anime news and one for gaming news. My main one is obviously going to be for gaming news, as it always has been before I started doing anime content. My second one I have in my link tree. I posted a link on my Twitter for it, and obviously I have my link tree on there, so it's in my link tree. I have over like 12 accounts on there. It should be closer to the top. Anyways, any news I don't get in this video, guys, I'll post on my Twitter, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.